Hi lovies! Today I'll show you how I achieve my soft and pink baby doll makeup look. Let's get right into it. I've already lightly filled in my brows with the Etude Bare Edge Slim Brow. Now I'm taking my concealer and mixing it with my foundation to conceal around my filled in brows. I found that I never get my brows perfectly symmetrical at first. The brows are kind of a work in progress for me up until the very last step. You guys will see me throughout this entire routine going back in between steps and touching them up. Before I get too far ahead, I'm using my NYX Marshmallow Primer. Lately, I've been focusing on short and straight brows, and I'm gonna go in with concealer to correct and get them as short as I need them to be. I don't lighten them too much, but a tip I learned from Japanese gals is that when you lighten your brows, it emphasizes your eyes more, which is so important for that baby doll effect. And now I'm going in with the same concealer to cover up any dark spots that my skin has, the occasional acne scar here and there. So here I totally meant to do my foundation first, but for some reason I'm starting off with my concealer underneath my eyes. I'm blending 2 shades of this e.l.f. concealer. I'm mostly applying the darker color and using the lighter color at my very inner eye corners. Also making sure to highlight above my lip, my chin, and my forehead. Usually I'd be blending this into my foundation. I'm going to spray my beauty blender before I use it to blend out the product, and I'm saving my under eyes for last, letting that set in to get as much coverage underneath my eyes as possible. Before I blended out my eyes, I realized I forgot foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my NARS foundation using my Hello Kitty brush. I'm loving the Cream Shop Hello Kitty brushes right now, blending that foundation all over and extending it to the neck and the forehead. While I blend that out, it's so nice to be back with a makeup tutorial. I've learned so many new tricks and tips ever since I filmed my last one. Now that it's set in for quite a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my under eyes very gently, and I'm focusing on blending it upwards and out, and any leftover concealer goes on my eyelids. I like to spray setting spray in between steps. And now one of my favorite parts, I'm taking my loose setting powder to smoothen my under eyes. I'm also gonna drag that powder down the sides of my nose that I will be contouring later, hitting my chin with that as well. And now I'm gonna go in with my contour palette and brush and start to contour the sides of my face, really focusing on the cheekbones, bringing it upwards, and just the perimeter of my forehead, underneath my chin. Then I like to take the powder that's left over to sharpen my cheekbone contour. I'm just following the depth that's created when I suck in my cheeks. Taking a clean brush to dust off my under eye powder, as well as the powder underneath my contour. Now I'm circling back to my eyebrows. I'm gonna take my concealer brush and lightly tap on top of them just to make them stand out a little less on my face. It's important not to go too hard with the concealer though. While I have that concealer brush, I'm also gonna go in my inner corners to brighten them up before I start on my eye makeup. Taking my Too Faced Let's Play mini palette and my eyeshadow brush to get the lightest shade and just putting that all over my eyelid. Taking this adorable Day Chic palette. This has been the main palette I've been using for my eye makeup looks lately, and I'm going on top of that light base with this pink shade. I love to do a pink, brown, glittery eye. I think that's always going to be consistent in my makeup looks. And now I'm taking this small angled brush to add glitter to my inner corners. This is another one of my favorite steps. It opens the eyes so much and it's so essential for dolly makeup looks. There's so many pretty glitter shades in this palette. I highly recommend. And I'm just taking my finger and going in with sparkles in the center of my eyelid. Using this kind of flat brush, I'm gonna take the dark brown shade in my palette to shadow the outsides of my eyes only. And I'm gonna blend that upwards in an almost cat-like way. I'm also using this to emphasize where my outer eyelid crease is. I'm going in with one of the glitters that have bigger sparkles all over the center of my eyelid once again, just adding the sparkle touch to the makeup look. Taking my lighter concealer and a smaller brush to highlight my aegyo cell. I find that this step really helps me build it up to be even brighter. With the same brown I used on my eyeshadow, I'm gonna darken underneath my waterline as well as my inner corners. Now I'm gonna take a brown liner to create a cat eye wing. I like to follow the natural shape of my eye with a slight flick upwards at the end. I just love using dark browns. When it comes to hair and makeup, I think the goal is to become a chocolate covered strawberry. Once I do my wing liner, I feel like I've gotten my powers back. I just think it does so much for a makeup look. And now I'm focusing back on the aegyo cell with this Day Chic highlighter. I love this highlighter so much. It's the perfect icy pink color. And while I have this out, I might as well brighten my inner eye corners even more because when are we really done adding sparkles? Taking my Etude tear liner to go on top of my highlighted aegyo cell. This really helps seal in that glittery, wet looking effect. I swear by the Etude tear liner, guys. It's amazing. Taking my Flower Nose blush, this is the first blush in my routine. With it being the lightest, I like to use this blush to brighten up my cheeks before I apply my more pigmented ones. And I'm gonna blend that just above my contour, pretty high on my face, and I'm gonna focus on extending that a little bit upwards. That was just the first layer of blush, but I'm gonna stop in to do my nose contour. Taking a flat brush, I'm gonna go in with a dark contour shade to create a line to give the button nose illusion. I try not to make the line too long horizontally because I'm gonna blend it anyways. And I'm gonna rub that out with my finger. Then I'm gonna partly contour my nose bridge, but I'm not gonna do it all the way down, just at the top half. I find that doing the button and only halfway contouring my nose fits so well with my features versus anything else I've tried in the past. With a wider brush, I'm gonna blend the sides of my nose, highlighting the tip of my nose with the tiniest bit of light concealer and using my finger to blend that out. A little bit of the contour got wiped away in this process, so I'm really emphasizing that by adding a little bit more. Taking my beauty blender to carve out my highlight and contour. This step really snatches the nose. And more of that perfect icy pink highlighter at the tip of my nose because why not? And I'm gonna highlight my nose bridge with that as well. I swear I go back in with glitter at least 20 times in my makeup routine. It's not even funny. I just love the look of a snatched nose. I look forward to doing this every time I do my makeup. Using a clean brush to gently wipe that away. Back to the cheeks, I'm using my Heart blush from Lily by Red. I really like to use this to build up my blush because it's just so pink. It's the perfect baby pink as well. And with each step of my blush, I like to narrow down the area that I blended outwards. So I'm not going to extend this as farther up as I did with my Flower Nose first layer. And for the most pigmented blush of them all, I'm going in with my Too Faced. This shade is so pretty. It's in the shade Golden Hour. And since this is my final blush, I'm really focusing on the apples of my cheeks. That's where I like for the pigment to mostly be. Now I'm gonna add mascara to my eyes, lots and lots of it. And I really like to focus on my outer lashes to give a cat-like look. And for my lower lashes, I'm using a dark brown mascara since it is a little more subtle. This glitter eyeshadow has the most pigmented glitter ever. And I'm gonna go into my inner corners once again with this to really make them striking. A little spritz of setting spray. To top off my blush, I'm going in with Fenty's Water Brat, putting this generously on my cheek to make the prettiest sparkly blush ever. And for the dolliest step of them all, time to apply our lashes. I got these ones from the beauty supply. I love lashes that have that separated look with longer lengths towards the end. Those are some pointers I look for to make sure my eyes look as dolly as can be. I'm applying them a bit distant from the inner corner of my eye so that the outside of my eyes can be more lifted. Finally, I'm gonna apply my chapstick because we're gonna start on the lips. I've been loving this Lawless lip gloss. It's so pink. The texture is so soft and light, and it's the most pigmented pink gloss I've ever used. It does lean towards cool pink, so I'm gonna go in with my Day Chic lip tint to add some warmth and a little more pigment to the center of my lips, and I'm gonna blend that out with my finger. And I'm topping that off with Victoria's Secret's Candy Baby lip gloss. Honestly, this step is just for the vibes. I love the scent of this gloss. And that is all you need to create this absolute baby doll makeup look. I just love how pink this is. Like, how can you not say doll? I hope you guys loved this makeup tutorial, and if you recreate it, I hope you feel like an absolute princess in it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, dolls. Bye!